Hello there, this is Marcia. Hope you're having a great day. I'm trying to get my camera set up going here pretty good. Hope everything is in frame today. So today we're going to be doing a comparison. I'm going to talk about the difference between junk journals and bullet journals and altered books, all in this video. So sit back, get your favorite beverage, and let's start finding out what is the difference. So let's start with junk journals, shall we? This is Marcia. Welcome back to Markets of Sunshine. I hope you're having a great day. And if you're a subscriber to my channel, thank you so much. And I hope by the time I'm done, you'll find this informative and interesting and entertaining. And that you will want to subscribe and keep coming back for more. So if you've never made a junk journal before, or a bullet journal, or an altered book, so I'm going to show you what they are, how to use them, and how quick and easy it is, and why, more importantly, you should have one. Because it really is therapeutic, it's beneficial, it helps clear your mind, and people think that you can just keep all this stuff up in your little, gray cells, and it's going to, house everything and file it away and inventory it all. But guess what? Why do you think people go to therapists and shrinks and talk to their girlfriends all the time, or talk their husband's ear off all the time? Because we need to get that stuff out of our head. But here's a big FYI, or whatever they call that, 411. I don't remember. I don't know, whatever you call it. But anyway, here's the truth of the matter. They don't want to hear that all the time. Believe it or not. They're your best friend, they're your husband, they're your wife, they're your child. They don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear it day in and day out. What's going on with your YouTube channel? What's going on with your Etsy shop? What's going on at the office that day? Or whatever happened, or if you have a chronic illness, they don't want to hear it every day of, today I have a hangnail, or, my left eye hurts today, or my big toe hurts today. They're tired of hearing it. Okay, trust me. But your little handy-dandy junk journal, your diary, your bullet journal, your altered book journal, your gratitude journal, that's your friend that you need to go to, and you need to write, "Dear friend, dear gratitude journal, dear listening ear, this is what happened to me today. This is the horrible, crazy Etsy person that I had to deal with, customer today," or "this is the wonderful thing that happened with me in my life today." So try to jot down the good things, of course. That's the whole purpose. So that's really what I would recommend using a junk journal, bullet journal, diaries, gratitude journal, is because everyone is burdened, everyone is stressed, and so there's only just so much that we can handle other people's stresses when we're already dealing with our own stresses. So that's what I use gratitude journals for, and my altered books, my bullet journals, is so that I can get all that stuff out of my head, and believe it or not, it works. When you write it down, and sometimes, let's say it's a really bad day, if you write that down, just take a blank piece of paper, not in your journal, just take a blank piece of paper, printer paper, school paper, whatever, line paper. Write down everything that happened that just frustrated you to pieces that day, what happened, the whole smear, whatever, what am I saying, spill. Write it all down, and then just take that piece of paper and crumple it up, or get a match, and better yet, get a match and burn it. And then when you see, all of that just went up in smoke, you will feel so much better. It's like, I got to tell somebody. You didn't tell anybody. You just told yourself. You just talked it all out, and you saved your poor husband, your poor child, your poor friend of having to listen to that and being burdened with your problems that they don't need to hear. So I know this is Marcia's, free office visit you just got. So now let's start with what is the easiest type of junk journal to make. Now that I've given you a good reason to make one and why you should keep it, let's talk about the different types and what's the easiest one that I would recommend that you, as a beginner, would want to start with, and that would be gluing. No sewing, just gluing. And even easier than that is just punching holes in the papers and getting those little, a 3-ring binder, a bigger binder. You don't even have to buy those little specialty rings. Just get a binder. You can go to Walmart and I think even Office Depot, you can get them for a couple of dollars. I have one that's a 8x9-ish, 7x9, somewhere around there size, and then you have your 8x10, 8x11 size. So it just depends. I would start with the smaller one, and then just go and start with your magazines. You don't even have to even really go buy scrapbook paper. I don't know, do they sell scrapbook paper at the dollar store? It's been so long since I've been to a dollar store. But just get your magazines out. Just let's say start with that. Just start with your magazine pages and buy poster board at the Dollar Tree. So if there's no scrapbook paper, you can't really afford to buy a pack of scrapbook paper, which is very expensive. It's like $14, $10. If they're on sale for 40% off, you're still looking at $7 or $8. And for some people that's even too much money. But if you just go buy the big poster board at the dollar store for $1, and then cut that, so you then start to size. So this is a 4x6. So if you wanted to start with a 4x6 size, okay, that poster board is going to go a long way in making you a junk journal. And then just taking the binder, you might even be able to get a binder there at the dollar store, and one of those school folders that have the little 3 sections with the 3 holes, 3-hole punch type of thing, and the little things that open up. I don't know what those are called, but anyway, you know what I'm talking about. And you could start off with that. So you could find everything you need at the dollar store, and probably in your home, if you have children, maybe they have a folder from the last year that has those little things inside, or just the binder, and then get your poster board. Now just take magazines and go through the magazines and pull out like a gardening magazine. It could be a home decor, even cooking, landscaping, vacation, travel, good housekeeping, Better Homes and Gardens. So if you subscribe to anything, or if you know your friends or anybody that subscribes and you say, hey, save all your magazines, bring them over, drop them off at my front door, social distance, but go through and pick out some really pretty, like this page here would be so nice. Just different things. It just depends on what type of magazine you have. This one's an organic lifestyle magazine, so it just depends. This page here would be nice. And then you just start tearing these out, and then glue. Okay, so you're going to need glue. Okay, so if you don't already have glue, pick that up at the dollar store as well. You can get glue sticks at the dollar store. I don't think they have this particular one, but anyway, they have glue sticks. And I believe you can get several for $1. It's not just one for $1. And then the other glue that I like to use, you can get it at Walmart very inexpensively. I will put an Amazon link for the Aleene's Tacky Glue. This is your 4-ounce size. When this is, I think it's under $5. And then you could also get the 16-ounce size, which is what I do, and I get this at Walmart. I believe this is cheaper if you get the bigger size. But I can't tell you a price right off the bat right now. Can't remember the prices, so I may, could be $5 for the big one and like $3 for the smaller one, somewhere around those lines. And then start gluing your magazine pages, like this would be pretty, to your poster board. Okay, so that would be what I would recommend to get started. So you don't even have to buy the big pack of cardstock. So unless it's available at the Dollar Tree, like I'm saying, which I do not know, I'm not sure. I always go to Michael's or Joann's, and like I said, even if you use a 40% off or 50% off, it's expensive. And then like this little gardening scene. So just, gardening magazines, anything with flowers, florals, whatever it is you're into. It could be equestrian. I mean, I don't know whatever theme you wanted to start with. But start with that. And then also your cereal boxes, your pasta boxes, save those, and then just cover that with your magazine pages, vintage book pages, If your children are grown, but you have a bunch of the children's books left, start tearing out pages from that, putting it in there, you know, and there's, I don't even know, thousands, I was going to say millions, but thousands of books that go to the landfill. You know, so don't cry about it, because there's thousands that go to the landfill. So you're saving the landfill by repurposing the book pages, the magazines, and using them in your junk journals. So this is the beginner. This was a file folder that I used, and I just took cardstock and scrapbook pages, and I covered with the different ones. This was more of wound up being a fall, festive, rustic kind of a theme. And even though the cover was like more of a spring, but by the time I got through with the whole thing, kind of just went, you know, in a floral, but from spring to, or more like summer to fall in the end. Now for an intermediate and advanced, the sewing method, but I mean, unless you're already a quilter or a seamstress, then I would say, yeah, jump in with all fours and get completely immersed into the junk journal world with sewing in your signatures. Now this one, as you noticed, it only needed 5 pages, and then wound up being, you know, when it's closed. So this was probably a 9 across. I don't know, 4, 8, and then the spine was an inch. So I'm guessing 9 right here. And then this, I think, was like 6 inches or 8 inches. No, something like that. What is this here? No, yeah, so it'd be like 5 maybe. So this took 5 file folders to make this. And then the papers. So that's very, you know, easy to do. And then I just glued them in one by one, glued them back to each other on the spines, scored it at 1 inch here in the middle, and then just glued those together, and then just decorated the pages. So quick and easy and simple. And then you make your little pockets. You come back, and now if you have a sewing machine and you like to sew, then you could just, before you glue these to each other, you just could sew this on, but I glued them on. Alright, and then you make your little embellishments. That's quick and easy. Then using the little 3-ring binder, that would be my next recommendation. You can just cover the fronts of those, very quick and easy, with your magazine paper, book page. If you happen to have any, you know, scrapbook paper on hand, or somebody gifts it to you. If you're a friend of mine, you live locally here, and you would like to get started in the junk journaling, bullet journaling, altered book world, let me know, and I have a box of items that I'm putting together and that I will be gifting to different friends here locally, so that you can get started in this with me and we can do crafts together over Zoom. I thought that would be a fun thing to do, and then you can see my projects, you can follow along here on my channel, and then we can do Zoom creative days together as well. So that's just for my local friends, for me to be able to do with them. For everybody else in the world, then it's just the classes that I'm doing here on my YouTube channel. So these had signatures. Let me see, how many signatures did I do in this? I think I did 3 signatures. And I believe I put around 10 pages per signature, if I'm remembering correctly. Okay. And then what I did is I took the papers and you fold them in half. So this was a book page, like, let's just say 8 by 10. So then I folded it in half, so then everything that I put in the next 2 signatures had to at least be the same height. But then within those signatures are smaller pages. So this was came from a wrapping paper pack. And then see, you can put smaller pages, but everything needs to be lined up to where you're going to actually stitch the signature together. So let me find my... Okay, so where is it? Had it a minute ago. Here. Okay, so can you see I used quilting heavy duty thread. That's that's what I had on hand. And then we punched a hole here, and a hole here, and then a hole here. So there was 3 holes. And then I sewed the individual signatures on the machine first. Then I took, this was poster board, white poster board, and I then attached each signature one by one, going up and down. So one would be here, one would be here, and one would be here. And then covered it with the fabric on the outside and then the cardstock here on the inside. And then this extra piece of cardstock here just to give it some more stability. And then how I did my cover is I took cards that friends had given me, my daughter, different friends, my husband, for anniversary years, and then I scanned it, printed it out on fabric sheet that you can run through your inkjet printer. And then this artwork, Faith Over Fear, a friend of mine did for me. So now I have my husband's handwriting, my friend's handwriting, my daughter's handwriting, and another friend that I can just pick this up, and every time I go that I'm going to use my junk journal, I will be able to remember my friends, my husband, my daughter, write their handwriting, and then just be able to get, pieces of what they wrote to me. And it's just, to me, so much better than having a big old clunky scrapbook album, and how often do you drag it out, and a box full of cards, how often you sit down and drag that out. So even when we get really depressed and down, I never think to say, oh, yeah, I know what's going to cheer me up. Let me go get that scrapbook album and drag it out. Or that box of cards. Let me go read all those cards and all the wonderful things. Do you do that, really? I mean, if you do, I want to hear about it, because I never think to do that. I pray. When I'm getting depressed, I just pray. I put on my Kingdom Melodies, and then I'm just, after a few songs, then I get happy, and then the sorrow and depression goes away, and then whatever it was that I was even upset about just kind of fades out the door, and then I'm all happy again because I'm singing along with all those beautiful songs, and it reminds me of, how wonderful God is and all the promises He's made for us and what He's going to do for us. So that's what I do. So anyway, so that was my recommendations on junk journals and which ones are the easiest to get started and which ones are the more for advanced. Now, second we're going to talk about is bullet journaling. And for me, again, I like to go the cheapest route and the easiest route, and then making that the prettiest, more beautiful and fun and happy, that every time this is something so personal, this is something you've made. So just to show you my evergreen fabric junk journal that I'm working on here, and I'll post the series of the first 3 videos, and then you can just go through and find each one after that. And then I'll have a whole long list of other videos that I've done. This is so special to me. And, I heard something recently, and it was that a laborer works with their back, their strength. And a craftsman works with their mind. But an artist works from the heart. And isn't that true? But we're craftsmen and artists combined, and we're really laborers on a tiny scale. So, I mean, the hardest thing that I have to put any kind of effort in is to open these little jump rings and maybe my glue cap once in a while. Something along those lines, but otherwise, yeah. More in the craftsman, artist, definitely zone. But this book has just been, a labor of love, and everything that I put into it is just, the time that you put in is just, it means so much. And the thought process of collecting it, and then why is it there? What is it about it? Why did it go in here? What is it about this page that I picked from a magazine that I wanted to go in here? And then this of my daughter's artwork, why did I pick it? And then this fabric collage page, why did I pick it? So this envelope. But I decided to go with the monochromatic, and I decided to go with green because I said, what are my favorite colors? So green, peach, pink. Those are really my favorite colors. And then this napkin, why did I put it here? What is that, speak to me? And then this, magazine page, because I love butterflies and flowers. And so, and then fabric. Why did I go with the fabric junk journal this time instead of the cardboard? Because for me, the cardboard is, even though the weight of these, this is lighter than this. So this has 3 signatures in it, whereas this only has 1 signature. So this 1 signature still has a number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let me see if that was, I think it was 7 pages. Let's see what we got on this side. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then the envelope. So the envelope was the center, so I don't really count it because I glued it here. So it looks like there was 7. So there's only 7 in this album, this journal, with the signature, and then the fabric cover, whereas this had 30 pages with 3 signatures, and then the cover. So you're talking, this is heavy. And, for me, with my situation, just picking that up is like, oh my goodness, and versus this little lightweight one. Okay, now this is only 10 total, but this is lightweight. So I like making the smaller ones. They're easier to handle. It doesn't, oh my goodness, it's like the weight of it, maybe for my daughter, it wouldn't bother her at all. She's got good health, but for me, somebody who doesn't have good health, it just immediately, I have weak muscles, and I notice it right away. It's like, this is, even this is so lightweight, it's just wonderful. So this is gorgeous. This has been a labor of love, and I haven't even begun to decorate the cover. So once this cover's done, it's going to just be, when I open it up, it'll be, it's going to be so beautiful. It's going to just be wonderful. Okay, now let's move on to the bullet journal. The easiest way to do a bullet journal is to go get a composition book. This is what this was. At Walmart, or I don't know, does the dollar store sell composition books? Dollar Tree, Family Dollar, any of those dollar places. We're in Florida, so that's the chains that are around here. And then just take your book pages, your magazine pages. This was a book page. These were book pages. And then just cover the ugliness of the front and the back of the cover. And then you can take cardstock, and to make a pocket, what I do, you could just sew it in, but this is a double pocket. So this is clear laminate. I sewed it in here, so now I have a double pocket. And then for the composition book, because the pages are very thin, just glue 2 pages together. And then that gives you very good stability. And I use the Scotch Craft glue stick. And then just glue them together. And I'll show you real quick how to do that. Doesn't take any kind of, big thing. All right, so here's the next 2. And with the glue stick, you have to go back and forth to really get it to work. Just don't swipe it just once and think that that's good. You got to go back and forth several times to really get it a good amount of it on, and for the paper to really stick. Then I just hold it here in the corner with my fingernail, and then I just go here, and then across in the middle. So I'm just, repeating, going over the same place several times. Okay, now take this page back and just mush it down really good. Always close this up. Make sure you hear that click so that it doesn't dry it out. And then you let that dry. And you can see over here, it's just a little teeny bit wrinkly, but not bad. And then, but you can see it's a little wrinkly here when you first, because the glue, and that's what, if you used the wet glue, Aleene's Tacky Glue, that would really be wrinkly, so always use the glue stick. Now, when you sign up for my VIP coupon club, I'm going to include some free printables, and one of those was a monthly budget planner, a tracking sheet, 25% off coupon code to use my 2 Etsy shops, and a free vintage hanky paper. So every Friday is a Friday freebie, and so you'll get an email every couple of days, and then you get those first freebies. And then after that, it'd be on a weekly basis. Every Friday, you get the freebie. So I am going to be doing the August planning budget sheet, so it'd be the same format, and it'd just say August instead of July. So every month it'd be the same. And then, so what I do is I take my planner stickers, and then it's just a piece of printer paper that I glued in here so that I could have another page. So you can do things like this, so that you can have fold outs that you put in your, planner, your bullet planner. And then I just use a little sticker. So this was my Etsy shop planning sticker. I bought stickers that have the days of the week here. This was my YouTube video planning sessions. So if you're new to my channel, welcome. I hope you will stay around and subscribe. If you're returning to my channel, thank you so much, and I appreciate you very, very much. And all of you, Christina, and Jovi, and Tanzik, I believe, and Raphael, thank you so much for commenting, for always being here, your support. Highly, highly appreciate it. And so Monday is a craft with me, Tuesday is Thankful Tuesday, Etsy shop updates on Wednesday, Thursday is a craft with me, Friday freebies, I introduce what the next freebie is, and then more craft with me, Etsy shop updates on Saturday, Sunday, of course today is a plan with me day. And then I give you tips along the way, I share freebies with you of products, free products, and there'll be product reviews. I am doing a product review with Bbok Craft products, so I'll link those videos that I've already done. So now let's do an August planning page. So as you can see here, these I've already started, and I really haven't put much in here. For me, this is the type of junk journaling, bullet journaling planner person that I am. And I find that I have a food diary, food log that I have to keep because I have to do a rotation diet. So that is my main book that I use, and I keep that out there by my dining room table, and I write in it every week. And because I'm on the rotation diet, I have to eat the same foods, and my menu is the same. So Monday's menu, and then 5 days out, it rotates. So, day 5, whatever I ate 5 days ago, that's what's eaten again that day. So it's very easy for me to plan, and I'm very limited on what I can eat. So whereas if you were going to make a meal planner book and your recipes, and you decided you wanted lasagna for Sunday dinner, and you want to have pizza for Tuesday's dinner, and you want cheeseburgers for Wednesday's dinner, and then, but Thursday came along, I feel like lasagna again, let's have lasagna again. Or you have leftovers from lasagna again, and you eat them the next day because you don't have any kind of food allergies or sensitivities, then it's much easier to plan out your menu. But if you're getting bored with your menu and you really want to have diversity and you want to try new things, then drag out the cookbooks, go on Pinterest, wherever it is, YouTube, and then use your bullet journal to plan out your menus. So you could make a little box right here that was your meal planning, so you could write meal planning up here, and then you could put in breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and then this could be, let's say, Sundays, and then you would have another one here for Monday, and breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You plan out that as well to add diversity. So truly everyone should be on a rotation diet. You should not be eating the same thing every single day. And as an example, my husband used to eat rice every single day. He's from South America, Bogota, Colombia, and I could not get that man to quit eating the same foods. And it was bread, rice, just certain things like that it was like an addiction. It was just crazy. And it caught up with him when he got into his older years, and now his A1C starts to go up. And then, of course, because I have blood sugar issues, I've known how to, eat properly and controlled, and I have a good willpower since I was 6 years old because I've been on all these restricted, crazy diets. And so I knew immediately what to do for him. So I immediately took him off the rice, took him off the bread, took him off the fruit juice, and everything went back to normal. So if you need any tips like that, go over to my Sunshine Homemaker channel and watch my videos, and I will start sharing with you what has worked for us. And by no means am I a doctor, or am I telling you, am I a nutritionist? I'm just telling you from my own personal experience, from my health issues, this is what worked for me. And if you talk to your doctor about it, then they will concur and say, oh yeah, that's very smart, that's very wise, yes, do that. And then you'll see that your health will improve. And if you want to get the right weight, I recommend the Eat Right for Your Blood Type diet. Okay, so that's enough for that. Now, so this one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Why it didn't have 7, but this is like, okay, so maybe 6 hours of the day you have 6 things you were going to do. I don't know. But anyway, I have this whole stack of planner stickers that I've got from a beautiful Etsy seller that I met on Instagram. And this is all I've done with them so far is right here, you see, because for me, that is just not the way, just not the way I plan. That's not the way that I do things. So I like to take my composition book, and I have another composition book that I am documenting this whole pandemic terror in our lives. And so in that, when it started, because that was significant, and that's Bible prophecy being fulfilled, so I am very much a Bible person and Bible reader and all that kind of thing, and it's my own personal preference. But so I was documenting it all, and so I have a separate composition book, bullet journal, if you want to call it that, which I would definitely call it that, that I made for the whole year. So it's tabbed, and it has the months on there, and it was I glued the pages together just like I did here, and then it was, January, and then I used washi tape, and I blocked off, like I gave myself, I think, 5 rows, and then I would put a piece of washi tape, and then I would put the next month. So I'll show you that in an upcoming video. So I want to move on to the altered book before I get this thing going on too long. So this is an altered book. It was a Time Life book with a leather cover. Isn't this gorgeous? Absolutely gorgeous. And we also make hollow books, by the way. So I've been making altered books, hollow books, altered journals, weekly planners, little golden book journals, little golden book planners, Nancy Drew planners, you name it, I can alter any book for you, hollow out any hard-covered book, and it has to be a certain depth to really get a nice hollow book. But if you go back on my videos, there's an altered book that I do. It was a gift from my mother.